Before we start today's video, I hope you don't mind if I make a few very quick announcements. First and foremost, as some of you know, I'm in a custody battle for my daughter. The legal fees are extremely expensive since I got a good lawyer. I'm sure you would too if you were fighting for your daughter. So I made a GoFundMe to help with the legal fees. We are very close to the donation goal, but we've reached a pretty substantial amount. So I'm going to close the GoFundMe in 24 hours, just in case anyone else did want to help donate. That should cover it as long as this case doesn't drag on. Who knows though, when we're talking about the court system. I think we should be fine, but if you did want to help donate, I would appreciate it. I did post an update. If you guys want to know a little bit more about that, I can't say too much, but I did just post something over there as well for the donors. Second thing is I'm doing a giveaway as a token of my appreciation in about a week. So if you wanted a chance to win silver shipped straight to your front doorstep, then make sure you click subscribe. Since you guys have been so generous to me, it's the least I can do. Yeah, I don't want to get too deep into all of it because I'll get emotional, but I do appreciate you guys. Third, some good news for once. I guess the giveaway is pretty exciting, but my book, Silver is the New Gold, is coming out Christmas Day. I've worked so hard on this book. I'm still, tweaking things and adjusting things and trying to see where I could make it better. Andy Sheckman's gonna write the foreword, and I'm actually doing a show with him tomorrow. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. There will be a paperback and an ebook. I'm going to sign some of the paperbacks so you guys could have not like a signature on print the copies. I want to personally sign the book that you get. I don't want to just get my signature, scanned and printed off. I want to personally sign each book to everyone that buys it from me. So yeah, those are a few updates. I also upload noon and 6 p.m. Eastern Standard. The schedule's kind of, everywhere, but yeah, this has been enough of an update. Remember guys, I love you all. The link's in the description to the GoFundMe. Now let's jump into the video. Thanks for sticking around. Price is the greatest tool of misdirection, and right now people are extremely misdirected by the price. You get desensitized to $54 silver, so when you see it down to $47, you start to get worried, start doubting yourself. You don't have that validation or confirmation anymore, and you get weak hands, when in reality, this is the time to buy. Get in before the curve. You buy low, you sell high, if you ever sell at all. Most people buy in at 54, see it down to 47, and think about selling. They're buying high and selling low. As long as you do the opposite of the average investor, you'll be okay, because most people are investing with their heart, not their head. You're supposed to invest with your head, not your heart. Take out the irrational decision making, take out the fear, uncertainty, doubt, take out the panic selling, take out the impulse buying. Just step back, look at things realistically. There was extreme overbought territory. We went up from like 30 something to 50 something within a couple of months. Of course, there has to be some type of correction or pullback. That's a healthy thing. The correction is actually the correct thing for it to do if you want it to continue going higher. It can't just go up, 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 because then it's going to go down, down, down. And that's actually what happened pretty dramatically because we saw such a dramatic rise. But this isn't the end, right? This is just the beginning. Take advantage. Lower your dollar per ounce average as prices are on sale. If you go to the store and you want to buy a pair of shoes, you don't get mad when the shoes are on sale at a discount. You take advantage of that because the discount is only for a limited time. Anyways, though, that's just my thoughts on everything right now. Welcome. Thank you for tuning into your daily silver news. My name is Silver Slayer, and if you want the latest information on what's happening across the globe, like what's happening in Shanghai and how that affects the price of silver, click subscribe, click the bell. You heard in the introduction. Unless you skipped it, I'm doing a giveaway in a week. You don't want to miss it, and like always, may the luckiest stacker win. So, Shanghai runs dry, COMEX runs scared. What do they mean by this? This next statement is so incredibly important for you as a silver stacker to understand. When 360 people own the same ounce of silver, only the first holds metal. This right here, 360 other people theoretically think they own this same ounce, but only one does. Me. If you can't hold it, you don't own it. If you can't hold it, you don't own it. You think you do. You think you do, but you don't. And if you tried to get it, you won't. Especially if a large amount of people tried to get it, which is happening. You're going to start seeing delays. You're going to start seeing a lot of craziness, a lot of panic. It's exactly what's happening. Hold your silver. Buy physical. Don't buy paper contracts unless you're planning on whatever. Do what you do, but this is so important to understand. If you can't hold it, you don't own it. Below 1,000 tons in Chinese silver vaults isn't just a stat, it's a stress point. Factories, investors, and traders are all drawing from the same pool. As vaults run dry, price becomes the rationing mechanism. Now, you have October 27th, which is today, or I guess I'm making this video late at night, so it's tomorrow. The silver vault, or I guess technically, you guys know what I mean. The silver vault of the Shanghai Gold Exchange experienced a significant outflow last week, falling below 1,000 tons for the first time. Shanghai continues to see outflows of silver vaults. The silver inventories of both exchanges hit record lows. And you can see right here that this is the report from the Shanghai Gold Exchange. And yeah, that's today or yesterday. The silver world's on fire. This isn't hyperbole. China's physical silver vaults are draining at warp speed. The COMEX is bleeding metal for the 15th day straight, and those still clutching paper tickets are about to discover that owning silver and actually having silver are not the same thing. I like the way they put that. That's almost as good as my saying of if you can't hold it, you don't own it. I came up with that, by the way. I also am the one that came up with the saying, he who owns the gold makes the rules, but he who owns the silver wins the war. Thank you very much. COMEX Vault's daily update. 15 consecutive days of outflows for silver stored in COMEX vaults, totaling 35 million ounces or 1,089 tons. 3 million ounces, which is 95 tons, shipped out of the vault on Thursday. Wow. Now, we know, I guess I hope you know, how price is finessed, how the price is suppressed, which is exactly this same scenario. It's paper contracts over flooding the market where, you know, the physical metal should be backed, but it's not. You can just create paper contracts out of thin air, kind of like what we do with the dollar and how we got rid of the gold standard. As you know, they were paper promises, silver certificates to exchange for the metal, but there's no metal to exchange to, and it's the same thing that's happening on the COMEX, except they're still able to get away with it and, you know, play, you know, master puppet with the price however they choose. China's panic, metal on the move. Last week alone, Shanghai Gold Exchange vaults hemorrhaged 14% of their silver. They're now under the 1,000 ton mark, a stress point so severe it's a neon warning light for the whole market. Shanghai vaults are faring no better, down 2.6% in just one trading day. If you think that's a statistic, think again. This is real silver vanishing in real time. I mean, eventually, you know, and when I say that silver's price would explode or skyrocket, I've been saying for years, like 4 or 5 years now, it would be by the year 2025 to 26. Just looking at all the data, looking at, you know, the supply deficits year after year, and, you know, just headed everything. By now, the lack of silver, right? The amount of silver that's going to be needed from industry won't be able to keep up. The facade won't be able to stay afloat. It will get exposed by now, and that's exactly what's happening. I just hope people understand that this is just the beginning. It's just now happening. This isn't the end. This isn't oh, we saw 54, it's going to go down, with all this still happening that's just now really getting ramped up, and that's not going to affect the price, which is literally what affects the price, is this. You just gotta really, keep in order the reality. You can get so misdirected by the price, like Andy Schectman says, that you don't even look at or take in consideration of what's actually happening. And that's how people lose money investing, because they're playing off of emotion. They panic sell. When you're in a panic, are you thinking clearly? No. So, anyways, but wait, isn't there plenty of silver? And yeah, see, I'm glad that they mentioned this. Yes, listen, there's about 6.8 billion ounces of silver above ground, roughly 1 ounce per person on this planet. That sounds reassuring until you realize most of it is scattered in coins, jewelry, industrial stockpiles, and locked away in forms not easily mobilized for immediate delivery. The pile accessible to markets and industry is a puddle, just as billions of ounces of oil in the ground won't fuel your car without extraction infrastructure when a shortage hits. Especially with, and not only just the free float available silver, but also we got to think about how much silver is being thrown away, especially like in my book, I dove really deep into war, like the military's use for silver, and I actually did like a history of it, backdating. I found some very fascinating stuff out about, warfare with silver. But regardless, a Tomahawk missile has 500 ounces of silver inside of it. That one missile. That's a monster box. So just think of a monster box. That Tomahawk missile gets dropped. That's a whole monster box just obliterated. It's never going to be, it's obliterated, right? Think about how many wars are going on and how much silver is being used. Not just Tomahawks. There's like 11,000 ounces in some submarines. The amount of silver in drones and satellites, AI chips, nuclear reactors, everything, EVs. So much of that silver is never going to be recycled. Very few silver mines. The mines that are available, low ore grades, a lot of them are actually being petitioned or shut down. And you have like Mexico thinking about nationalizing silver, and then everyone the silver that is left up here, everyone's grabbing it and not selling it. So you could look at that number, but then when you add context to the number, you get the reality. That's the part a lot of people don't think, right? Just like price is the greatest tool of misdirection. You can look at a number like that and be misdirected as well, because you're not looking past the number and thinking about X, Y, Z, which is crazy. But I mean, to me, it's obvious, but to some, it's not. Like they're mentioning, this pile is accessible to markets and industry. It's a puddle. Just as billions of ounces of oil in the ground won't fuel your car without extraction when a shortage hits. That's another big part, is we're about 1 billion ounces in the red, a 1 billion ounce supply deficit in the last 5 years. We're averaging around like 150 million ounces, I think 160 million ounces this year in the red. So to catch up, we would have to double that, because next year we would have to not just break even, because that means we're still 1 billion ounces in the red, even if we do, somehow produce 1.4 billion ounces, which is the current demand. That's not realistic. We usually produce around 850 million ounces on a good year. So even if things keep up, or even if we did ramp up and somehow started going green, we're still hundreds upon hundreds of millions of ounces in the red. So to play catch up would take another decade or so. But in the next decade, the industry demand for silver is going to be booming, skyrocketing, and production slowing down. So you could see this is just the beginning, and it's only going to get worse, and that's going to directly affect the price of silver. You see how, if you just look at things realistically, so you could look at the price right now and say, oh man, I'm worried. But what I just said, if you really look at it, think about it, dissect it, and understand that that is what affects the price, you wouldn't have a worry in the world. You'd be like, oh, okay, well, I see what's going to happen. That's the difference between investing and gambling. Gamblers, they don't have that information. They just throw money and say, hopefully it sticks. Investors, we tweak the odds in our favor because we take the information, know what's going to happen with that information, and we bet on that with the odds in our favor. Gamblers have the odds against them. The odds are not in their favor because they're just guessing. We aren't guessing. We are looking at it's pattern recognition. But anyways, I don't know why I'm rambling so much in this video. I'm going on rants. I think it's just because I read so many people that in the comments that are like worried or freaking out or. But anyways, you have no idea how many times I've dealt with that. Doing YouTube videos for 10 years, it's like every time silver goes up, it goes down. Like you could see the new stackers because like I've dealt with this probably 15, 20 times by now. So like I just see how it works. But you know, a lot of people are newer, so you know, I can't hate. I get it. But anyways, monetary demand, the market earthquake. Here's the problem the mainstream won't say out loud. The silver market design is deeply broken. It is very broken. This silver rabbit hole goes very deep, which is why you should buy my book, because I go into it. I go into manipulation. I go into the military's very shady involvement. I go into some very I might get sued writing. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, my book, I mean, the silver rabbit hole goes deep. This is not just like a book of like how to buy silver or what is silver stacking. Like this is a book of passion. There's, you know, it's deeper in there. I dig under. I talk about stuff that no one else will. I talk about manipulation. I talk about the shortage. I talk about corruption. I talk about all of that stuff. I talk about the dollar. I have a chapter called The Dollar's Demise where I go into the corrupt financial system and I go into usdebtclock.org and I expose, you know, it's not just a normal silver book, right? It's different. So, yeah. Anyways, the parable of Silvius. Paper is not a metal. Once upon a time, a clever trickster owned a single gleaming silver coin. Sensing opportunity, he printed 400 paper tickets, each claiming to represent his coin. Tickets set out in a frenzy. When a wise woman asked to see the actual silver, Silvius stalled. You'll have to wait. There are 399 others before you. The crowd realized in horror that one coin could not possibly back 400 promises. When panic erupted, Silvius vanished, leaving the townspeople with scraps of paper and nothing else. Today's markets are filled with Silviuses. Ask yourself, do you own silver or just a digital promise? Don't wait until the crowd doors slam shut. If your wealth truly matters, now's the time to demand delivery, not more promises. Every ounce you hold is an ounce nobody else can claim. The vaults are draining, and then when music stops, only those with the real metal still hold the value. Like I say, if you can't hold it, you don't own it. And remember that. So, yeah. I'm going to wrap this video up here. I know it's kind of longer. I appreciate you for sticking around this long into the video. Remember, the GoFundMe is still live for 24 hours. So if you did want to, you know, donate, help for a good cause. I posted a little bit more of an update in there. I probably shouldn't have said some of this stuff, but I just can't keep holding back. It's killing me. If you want to talk more privately, I could share a lot more and I could vent. I need to. But just know that hopefully the legal system works. Because if not, I give up on the legal system. I already almost am about to, but let's just hope, man. Let's just really hope that, you know, it sucks because I'm a father, you know, Ohio is a mother state, but I do have a feeling that with everything that I have going, I feel like that's not going to matter too much on her behalf, like to benefit her. But anyways, or them, I should say, not benefit them. I'm already getting pissed off right now as I'm talking about it. Anyways, yeah, the GoFundMe's still up. I love you guys. Subscribe for the giveaway. Like the video, please, and leave a nice comment. That helps as well. I will see you guys later today for the Andy Schekman interview. Peace.